Africa's gift to its tribe. Homegrown radio. Ekaya. My home.
Blockchain Africa Conference 2023. We call it It's Ready for Business, and we are Homegrown Radio with Learn Crypto Africa, and we here as media partners to this beautiful conference, the Blockchain Conference 2023. And with me today is Mr. Junde Yu, and he's all the way from Singapore, and he's also the global sales exec at Cobo. Good day, and how are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. Thank you, Desiree.
Thank you for coming out all the way to Africa for this conference. What inspired Cobo to come out to this conference?
Well, Cobo is a company that's been around for 5 years, and we have a great track record, great products that we're building over 5 years. And over the last 12 months, we've seen the market go into this, kind of like a bear market.
The crypto markets, right?
But for now, we think that we have good technology, great products, and we're starting to make a big push to go global.
Let's go into it. What are your products? What products are you working with?
Okay, so Cobo is a crypto custody provider, so we're licensed as well. Mm-hmm. So we are the largest and most trusted crypto custodian out of APAC, Asia Pacific, and we are also one of the biggest globally. Okay, and we've been securing customer assets for 5 years without any security incidents. Mm-hmm. So that's a clean security record for us. Mm-hmm. And so we provide three main lines of products. So the first one is crypto asset custody. So for any company that has a lot of crypto assets and they want to secure it, they want to make sure it can be used efficiently across the whole company, and they also want some backup mechanisms, like if I lose my key, how do I recover it, all these kinds. So this is crypto custody. Okay, we can either keep it safe for you and trust it to us, or you can also use co-managed custody where you hold your own keys, which is a big theme since FTX, everyone's saying not your keys, not your coins. So that's the first product line, crypto custody. The second product line is what we call wallet as a service, or in short, WAS. It's more of an API set that a lot of developer teams or any company that's building a consumer-facing app like an exchange or wallet app or a DeFi app or social fi, GameFi, they can use this API to instantly support over 1,800 coins from over 70 chains. So you don't need to do all the integration work yourself. And that also, using this product, it also helps manage the user experience so that a lot of new retail users, they don't have to worry about private keys and seed phrases because they may not know how to use those. Right. And the last product is called Superloop, which is a recent new product that we launched. Because since with the wake of FTX, a lot of funds have been very apprehensive about transferring tokens to exchanges to trade. Right. So we came up with a way for funds to be able to trade on exchanges without sending the tokens over. Right. So without pre-funding, you only send tokens over when you settle. So that's third line of product. So for Africa, I think what we're trying to share and not talk would be the second product, wallet as a service, because we see this market as a market there's a lot of developers, there's a lot of development and building going on, especially this year and the next. So that's what we want to help them get a jump start.
Right, that's very interesting. So the first product is we crypto assets, custodians of crypto assets. Is that similar to your cold wallets or your external wallets from the main wallet that you would be purchasing your crypto from?
Something like that. So it's something that's custody is something more for high net worth and enterprise companies.
Yes.
Okay? Because, like for instance, one of the aside from security, one of the features or key features would be, like in a huge company, you have there's millions of dollars or more in digital assets.
Yes.
Right? You need to do payroll, you need to do staking, trading, you need to pay vendors and so on. But you can't give your private key to everyone.
Absolutely.
But with custody software, custody technology, you can just have the bosses will manage one key, right, and then you can give logins to everyone. Like logins to this department, this payroll department can only withdraw USDT and only at this time of the month.
Yes.
The trading team can only withdraw to that address and this amount per day. So you have all this whitelisted workflows permissions to enable efficiency.
Right. That's amazing.
So this is it's not so similar to the retail-facing cold wallets, but it also is kind of a cold wallet concept because you hold your own key. You are the only party that can move the coins, not us. For our MPC product, MPC meaning multi-party computation, which is a decentralized enterprise wallet.
So cryptocurrency has been plagued by the volatility factor. and FTX did not help us one bit with that, and it sent even more FUD going around in the environment. How does or would you say that the 3 products that you've developed are in response to the FTX crisis, or you had it before, and how will that further mitigate all the FUD that is going around in the environment?
There are 2 relevant products here. So firstly, the MPC product, which is multi-party computation. It's a form of enterprise wallet where you would hold your own keys and you are the only party that can move the coins. So it's essentially what you said, not your keys, not your coins.
Yes.
We had that before FTX, but we had a lot more spotlight and inquiries on that after FTX happened, because the idea of having enterprise custody and the idea of holding your own keys became much more sought after thing after FTX. So that was one thing, we had it before. The other thing that ourselves, and also I think there are maybe 2 or 3 other custodians globally that came up with this off-exchange settlement product right after FTX, so, and we're one of them as well. Off-exchange settlement meaning you don't need to pre-fund exchanges to trade. So what happens is, like, if you're a trading fund and you're using Cobo custody, you would lock, let's say, 100 BTC inside Cobo custody within your own wallet. It's still in your wallet.
It's still your wallet.
We would lock it. And we would tell the exchange, let's say Deribit, that hey, these guys have locked 100 BTC.
Yes.
Give them a credit line or a mirror of 100 BTC. So instantly you have a credit of 100 BTC there, you trade with that.
Yes.
And then only upon settlement, then we send that 100 BTC across. If while you're trading, the exchange goes completely down, like FTX, then we would not send tokens over.
Right.
So you don't have this counterparty risk anymore.
Right.
So we're one of the few companies that is doing this right now, and the unique thing about us is that we are doing this completely with a decentralized model where the tokens are completely in your control, in your wallet. Even when they're locked, they're still in your wallet until the moment we send it over.
One of the biggest fears, and as a crypto holder myself, is losing my Bitcoin. And I'm always wondering, where do I leave it? Where do I store it? Which is the safest place? We've seen people lose millions and billions of their crypto. So would you say that that is a go-to place to actually be secured? Even if you lost your login details, would you be able to, the 12-letter Bitcoin password? If I lost that, would I be able to retrieve my Bitcoin?
Yes, of course. There are ways to recover this, but I'll just clarify that this is mainly for enterprise, for companies. I mean, individuals can use it as well if they want to. Okay, there are 2 modes of recovery: soft recovery and hard recovery.
Right.
Soft recovery is if you lose your key, we will work together with a third party to recover your keys.
Brilliant.
Okay. Hard recovery means if Cobo goes completely down, completely offline or bankrupt, you and the third party can come together and restore your own keys.
Beautiful. So that is a good solution that you're bringing in light of all of the mishaps that has happened with the big institutions such as...
for this third party, we have a panel of them. They're insurance companies, they're cybersecurity companies. They hold one of the keys, but they hold what we call the offline key. They're not supposed to sign anything, and they only come online when you need to recover.
Right. Who's your target market in Africa?
We are targeting lots of companies here that are trying to build offerings in crypto for the consumers. So it could be banks, could be exchanges, could be the existing e-wallet providers, or any startup that wants to scale quickly.
So it would be your public and your private blockchains.
Yes.
And how has it been? How successful has the process been thus far?
It's our company's first trip to Africa, so we're still trying to learn a lot about this space.
And it's your first time in Africa?
It is.
Welcome to Africa.
Thank you, but I've been mainly around Central so far. I don't think I've seen Africa.
You haven't seen Africa?
No. I will look forward to this weekend.
Right.
So, but we are, our brand name is not that well known because we started from Asia Pacific, but we are very well trusted. I have a good reputation there, but we are still growing our brand. But we do think that we have a strong foundation of good products, and also not just good products, but we do charge cheaper than some Western companies. So we're hoping that this will be a fit for the market here.
Singapore has been quite fast forward in terms of the crypto world. I've been following them quite closely. I've also had a conversation just recently with Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, somebody, and he was very interested in Singapore, in a gaming product in Singapore. I think I'm going to pick that conversation up soon, and probably even engage you guys and see if we are interested to talk to each other.
I'll be happy. I mean, I come from a gaming background in Web 2. So, yeah.
And how's the Web3 adoption in Cobo? How have you incorporated your products into Web3?
Well, our products, I would say we form the foundation for Web3 businesses to succeed by providing security, efficiency, and scaling of the B2C apps.
Right.
Whether they succeed or not in the market depends on their product. And me with a background in Web2, I'd say that I've seen both Web2 teams, TradFi teams, and also crypto native teams.
Yes.
The crypto native teams, they really know how to design token mechanics and tokenomics, everything around that, fundraising and all the token listing and all that. But some of them may not have the best idea how to engage users, engage and retain users.
Yes.
Like if, for instance, since we're talking about gaming, they have great metrics, great token stuff, but they don't know. Some of them don't build great games. The games may not be fun to play.
Right.
So that's where I think the Web2 companies coming in would have a little bit of advantage because they know how to make great games, but they just need a little bit of help to understand, how to incorporate NFTs or tokens into the game.
And the biggest challenge in this market of ours is adoption. And adoption comes a lot with understanding. And for understanding to happen, you require education. How is Cobo investing in education or mass alertness of people so that they understand? Because even big corporates, even your target market, you would find that the decision makers, they are just totally in the dark about what is going on. So adoption could possibly be a bit of a challenge. How are you guys tackling that?
There are two ways we are addressing that. So firstly, as a custody company, we provide a whole suite of solutions. We have something that's long tail and for startups, but that product you need some smart contract knowledge. And we have centralized, meaning you trust us with the tokens and keys. And we have NPC, which is co-managed. Okay, but when we have a suite of solutions, we educate the market by saying, since FTX, everyone's saying not your keys, not your coins, but we say, hold on, do you have a security set up in your office? Are all your employees trained and tested on security? Do you have software, hardware, server-side security? If you have all that, yes, you should totally hold your own coins, and we have the product for that.
Yes.
But if you don't have all that, maybe you should also entrust it to us. We spend millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars in R&D securing it, done for 5 years. So we're trying to introduce a lot of decision criteria, like do you need KYC, do you need licensing, do you have your own security, do you need cross-chain, can you do clear KYC, all these things before you decide what's the best technology for your custody.
Yes.
So that's one end. And on the other hand, like I mentioned, the wallet service product is meant mainly for centralized companies where they're holding the deposits for their users.
Right.
It sounds counter to, in crypto you want this fully centralized.
Sounds bad like banking.
But the thing is that a lot of the masses of retail, they are probably not suited to hold their own seed phrases and private keys yet.
Yes.
Because if you look at how people onboard to crypto, they start with Coinbase, they start with Gemini or whatnot, all these centralized exchanges. And then when they get more comfortable, then they move on to MetaMask and start to connect the apps. There has to be this onboarding. So our wallet service, that provides the API to help provide these B2C centralized offerings.
Yes. I got to tell you, it's so funny that you mentioned all of these ones. So if you look at my, I've got all of them. And sometimes I wish I could find an app that just incorporates everything so that I don't have all these apps. But
I think it's really good that you have several because you know what? I say we are secure, I say we are reliable with clean record for 5 years, and all the other custodians will say that as well.
Yes.
But in actual fact, everyone is secure until the moment you are hacked. So these days you see, you can't rely fully on custodians, you can't rely fully on banks in the US, you can't rely on stable coins. The only way is to diversify.
Absolutely, right? So within diversification as a user, you find challenges. There's memory loss, there's just gadget loss, there's all sorts of things. So I think a solution that comes with a very good recovery process is one that I'm very in for, and I'm sure many users will be up for. But it's still a space that we need, as the crypto world, to apply our minds to the adoption phase, the education phase, the demystifying of it as much as possible. So I think that going forward, companies like yourselves and even the banks, if they want to feed off of the bandwagon of crypto, get a bit more decentralized, they're going to have to invest a whole lot more in education and awareness, which is going to help in terms of adoption. What do you think is the future of blockchain technology as a whole, with cryptocurrency being its biggest baby?
So this is a huge question. So I think right until now, the main purpose of cryptocurrency has been speculation. So that's what moves the markets. That's why we're in this recession. But I think in bear markets, we see companies trying to build. What I see in Asia, and also I'm starting to see South Africa as well, the area of digitizing or minting NFTs or tokens based on real world assets.
Right.
And then staking them or staking them in DeFi to get crypto loans.
Right.
So I think this is a very interesting thing that could actually take off.
Do you have any interesting or favorite NFT projects that you sort of warm up to?
So I come from the gaming world, so I invested in some gaming startups and so on. So one company that I invested in Singapore is called Mighty Bear Games.
Mighty Bear.
Yeah. So they were building games for Apple they already before this, so they were very high quality games. Another one is also in Singapore. My friend's company is called Shuttle One.
Shuttle One.
Yeah, they're doing what I mentioned just now. The digitizing, minting NFTs based off real world assets, and then staking them to get loans from DeFi. So that you can access an equity pool that's not available in TradFi.
Right. And then I've got one last question for you. Who's your favorite person or entity in the crypto world? Would you say is your go-to when you want to hear crypto news on a day-to-day basis?
I think so. I like to look at news from all over the world to get a balanced, objective take, because I think everyone has their own agenda.
Yes.
You listen to someone from the West, listen to someone from China, everyone has their own agenda. I think taking both viewpoints will give you a kind of balanced take. Yeah, but I think I personally like to look at it. I mean, so actually, I would say, like I look at CZ
Yes.
because I know Binance has, they have their people like them, people don't like them,
Right.
but we need them to hang in there.
We need them to hang in there and they're
hang in there.
Yes.
So I personally would like to keep in touch with them, and also my company's CEO, his online name is Fish.
Fish.
Yeah, so he's been in the space since 2013, and he started mining in 2013.
Right.
So he's been through many cycles. He knows. He can predict what's coming ahead. He has very good insights. And I mean, people ask for his take on the market. I mean, but not financial advice. But he says he thinks the worst is over. It doesn't mean we're going to go to the moon right now, but the worst that's in the bottom may be over, because he says that since FTX, he doesn't predict a bigger event.
And everybody was predicting Crypto.com, Binance might.
Crypto.com going down may not be a bigger event than FTX, but Binance going down will be bigger.
Catastrophe.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he also doesn't predict, the macro-wise, he doesn't predict interest rates and inflation to go much worse. He doesn't predict another world war. So all these
Where's
different...
this guy? I want to meet him.
I mean, it's all driven by macro. It's all,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
crypto is the same as macro, so those are financial.
Absolutely.
It's just a bit more dramatic.
Speculation.
Yeah.
So your handle, your Twitter handle at Cobo is Cobo_Global. We're going to be following you if we're not already following you. We're going to be looking out at all the beautiful projects that Cobo is doing, and we're going to try and also amplify it as much as possible. We love looking for people that we can gravitate to, because like you said, it is about speculation, and speculation is about what it is that speaks to you in terms. So for me, it's always about the ethics. What are the ethics behind it? What are the good intentions behind the project? I also like people like Michael Saylor. You either love Michael Saylor or you totally hate him,
Right.
depending on which side of Bitcoin spectrum you're sitting on. But thank you for coming to South Africa. Thank you for embracing the continent. And we hope to see you really taking up shape in terms of partnership with the companies out here. And we wish you all the best for the Blockchain Africa Conference. You will be speaking today. We'll be listening out.
Speaking tomorrow too.
You're speaking tomorrow. Thank you very much for coming out, and thank you for embracing us. And we look forward to a whole lot more possible collaborations. There's the Crypto Fest in later on in the year in Cape Town. That's fun. You're gonna love. Will you be coming to that too?
Many people have told me about it, so it's
you have to go. So this is Johannesburg. It's sort of the economical capital of the economic capital of South Africa. But Cape Town is a whole other world. And if you want to take it to another level as well, you can go to Durban and go to Kenya. There's a whole lot of things happening in Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda. So please make this your home. And thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Africa's gift to its tribe. Homegrown radio. Ekaya. My home.